Hi there, happy to see you on our channel again. Today we give you a piece of breaking news from a royal commentator. Meghan Markle's wildest dreams come true, but she will get better. Prior to their marriage, when given a choice by Queen Elizabeth II, why did Meghan Markle and Prince Harry choose to accept titles and the Sussex dukedom if they knew all along that royal life was not for them? Since Meghan is using her title at every opportunity, it's the most important part of her marriage to Harry. Call me Harry, with a title all his life, is not impressed by them. For Meghan, she's not going to relinquish it willingly. She looks as if she's smirking with satisfaction in photos where someone is curtsying to her. In the days of royal tours, I'm sure she still feels she's worthy of such obeisance and will continue to do so. Unless the title is taken away from her, we will see her Duchess credits on Netflix for the foreseeable future. Without that, who is she after all? I doubt she would have gotten a contract for $100 million from Netflix if she had been plain old Meghan Markle, so she needs to hold on to it with everything she has. What will be interesting to see is what happens to Archie. I don't know how much traveling you may have done as a producer, or whether you're just based at home getting funding and putting it all together, with everything else left for the director. If Meghan does travel, where does that leave her son? Alone with a nanny in that huge house? They have no one else to call upon except Doria, unless Harry adopts the permanent role of house husband. After all, he wouldn't know where to start to put together anything in the film world, so Meghan will take the lead on everything. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I suspect the people they got on board could have a tricky time, with Meghan wanting to rule every aspect of what goes on. Her record with those who work for her is not good at the moment, but at least Charles won't have to continue to fund their lifestyle. Meghan and Harry haven't produced anything yet, so there's no credit due. They'll be wanting cash upfront to finance their activities, instead of having to pitch and sell a finished article like most producers. I'll bet it lays with eventually someone so woke it will make you gag and will take forever to hit the screen, if it ever does, because of staff turnover and escalating payoff gagging costs. It'll be yet another Sussex saga, known to last even longer than a murky pregnancy, as at least half of the production company needs to ensure they leave their indelible grubby fingerprints all over it. Plus, I really wonder about that Netflix deal. My thoughts are that the contract is an up to $240 million, and it gives Netflix the first right of refusal to buy anything Harry and Meghan produce. But, and here's the catch, they have to have an actual production company to be able to create these projects. So, before they get a dime from Netflix, they'll have to invest a huge amount of their own money. Where will that cash come from? I have no idea. I don't think the royal family would consider it a wise investment to pour millions into this crazy scheme. Tyler Perry just became a billionaire, but he has his own very successful production company already. Now that they've signed this deal, they should renounce the titles themselves. Harry will always remain a prince, so it's not the end of the world for him. It would give them more credit and dignity to pursue their venture forward if they want to be taken seriously. Another royal commentator expressed this opinion. I really don't think Meghan had set out to leave the royal family. I think she was absolutely over the moon for bagging a real, live prince. Someone way above what she'd been hoping for. She and her friends had been actively looking for a British male to hook up with, but royalty? Not in her wildest dreams. Being a more senior member of the royal family would make new dreams come true, and Meghan was just so gung-ho about being the American heroine, the woman who would single-handedly reconstruct not just British royalty, but the British people as well. She mistook herself as the reason for everyone's joy, and not because everyone was so happy that Prince Harry had found someone. I think that while trying to figure out her new role, she just found it way too much work, and it became more and more excruciating for her. There was no spontaneity. Everything everyone needed to be planned down to the minute. I know Meghan and Harry have lots of plans, but I don't think they have a clear understanding of what a real plan means. Hence, them showing up without a warning at a school and going inside for a photo shoot when none of the parents were even allowed to go in. The same with the other photo op, Baby to Baby, where they dropped in unannounced. Meghan will not forgo her Duchess title easily, and if it's stripped away due to her actions, she will be very bitter, although she has no one to blame but herself. As I understood it, prior to the wedding, Her Majesty offered them an opportunity to not be senior working royals, but one of the conditions was that they forego the extravagant wedding. But Meghan craved the attention and the fairy tale wedding. Meghan told Her Majesty she planned to hit the ground running. That only lasted approximately 18 months until her claims of racism and toxicity arose. While on tour in Africa in a poverty-stricken country, we're left with the image of Meghan telling the world she was not okay and barely surviving. She hoped to garner sympathy from the public as they laid out their demands for their exit. However, this coming from someone who has so much more than many amidst a pandemic was not met with much credence. Then the announcement is made to the world on their Sussex Instagram account, no less, without discussing it with Her Majesty first. This was very disrespectful, along with all their claims that the royal family who had welcomed her with open arms. So it would seem that the glass slipper did not fit Meghan's bunion-covered foot. We are left with sordid claims, petty grievances, and lawsuits galore, while still dependent on financial support from Prince Charles. Their actions have been absolutely horrible, so we can only hope the Netflix contract pans out for the dynamic duo, but I'm not overly optimistic given their past track record. We will continue to watch and wait with bated breath. Their year review will be in the spring as well. There are a lot of pieces to put together before anything Meghan and Harry produce appears on Netflix. It takes money to make money. I know that's trite, but it has always been true. They've been working on this for a while, and reports coming directly from industry sources indicate they pitched to several different entities, but those individuals were not impressed with their presentation. The only reason they got meetings at all is because of Harry. Netflix isn't typically the first one you go to when pitching a project. My impression is they are a fallback choice. Not everyone has Netflix, and I believe Netflix is gambling that they will increase their subscription rate by having these two on board. Now, the Sussexes are in the position of having to produce content that Netflix will want to pay for. I would think there is a good deal of stress on the couple to do just that. I really hope they now will be on their own, which in essence means starting to cover all their own costs, plus pay off monies owed to the UK. At least they'll have no excuse to cover their own global security bill now, though that bill will increase exponentially once they embark on their proposed Netflix projects. A royal fan also had this to say: I hope it all works out for them and they disappear into myriad meetings which limit their time to bore the world with their wokeness. I hope Charles will now stop subsidizing them and they start paying for their own needs, including security. I just fear Archie will be left dependent on a series of nannies, or worse still, the sainted Doria, whose child-raising skills in relation to her own daughter cannot be held to be all that good, scooting off to jail or air hostessing, depending on who's telling it. Another added, is Netflix funding their production company? If so, then unless they develop extraordinary stories, there won't be that much money in it for them, as Netflix won't be spending cash for unproven content. They paid Bruce Springsteen $20 million for his Broadway show taping and made a lot from Bruce fans around the world. David Attenborough has made a tidy sum, but he has the star power and drawing power. Quality shows, especially David Attenborough. What quality has Ms. Markle or Prince Harry got? They either copy other written works or have others write their script. You cannot keep talking about a dead person all the time. And what do they know about the poor or mental health or anything else they like to think they're experts on? She certainly is not a knowledgeable person for children, for sure. How about you? What do you think of Meghan Markle's decisions and consequences? Please let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share with your own followers. And as always, subscribe to our channel for all the latest news on the royal family, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.